Hello everyone, this is Miss Logan here with a Ballet Basics video. So in this video style class, we're going to go through some ballet basics for you guys. It's going to be a great introductory video into ballet if you are leaving, your tinies or your minis class and going into a big girl class. So we're going to stop substituting those words like boots and ballet shoes for flex and point. So I'm going to go through these words, the meaning of the words, and exercises that you guys can do with them. So I hope at this point we all know first position, second position, fourth position, and fifth position. And you do them all on the other side as well. So I'm pretty sure we all are very familiar with those. Now, so today we're going to start going through some words, and these exercises, you're going to do them all through those positions as well, okay? So I'm going to start with a tendu. And I'm going to work from my first position in tendu, okay? So your heels are kissing. I want you guys to think about your turn out. So you have turn in, and then you have turn out. So your toes are always looking outwards, which means you're turning out. If they're looking forwards, that means you're turning in. So in ballet, we're always going to work from our turn out, right? And you don't ever want to over turn in. You don't see dancers dancing like this, right? Much prettier to turn out, okay? So going from that tendu, it means to stretch. So tendu, to stretch. Now, big question, what are we stretching? We're stretching through our ankle into the big toe. So I'm gonna take my arms up, I'm pushing my shoulders down, my booty's tucked in, and my abs are engaged, and I'm gonna stretch, pushing my heel forward until it lifts and my big toe is all the way in front of me. Then you pull it back in. So one time again, stretching all the way through the ankle to the big toe and back into first. Yes, so what you want to do is you want to make sure you're not bending anything when you do that. You keep the supporting leg straight, pushing forward with the heel. This leg says straight too. You don't want to do like that when you come back in. It's going to work your hips and your glutes and your thighs and all of that more if you keep it nice and straight. Not to mention it will work your turnout. Some of us start here with a turnout, and it takes a lot of practice and a lot of work to get your toes all the way out, right? But you don't ever want to go past. You want them to be nice and sideways, okay? So with that tendu, you can do it to the front, to the side, to the back. You can also, if you just want to do a million tendus, you can go front corner, side, back corner, back. But in my ballet class, I always just go front, side, and back, depending on how much time I have. I always do 4 or 3. So that'll be a great workout. So you take one arm, place it lightly on your bar. You don't want to hold your bar like this. Because first of all, what happens there is you're pulling over, and that's really painful to the back. So if you guys end up taking dance for a long time, which I hope you guys take it all the way through your senior year of high school, and I hope that you guys love dance and you want to have a big dance career when you guys are past high school. But if you're wrapping your arm like this on your bar all the time, you're pulling your spine, which is going to cause for a lot of lower back pain later. Miss Logan does not want that for you guys. I hope if your mommies watch this with you, that they're not going to want that for you guys either, and they're going to fuss at you if you're holding the bar like that. So 2 fingers, or press your middle finger down and use the other fingers as support as you need it. But the other arm starts up. So when we go into the front, your outside arm is up, and you're always going to work from your outside leg. You can't go to the side because then your foot's just going to run into the wall. So always work from the outside. So I'm currently doing my right, so my left is holding onto the bar. Yes, so here we go. So you can go 1, do 3 more, or 2 more. Then you can go to the side and do 3 or 4. Then you take your arm and it goes to the back, and you could do 3 or 4 as well. Then you would, sometimes you could go back to the side if you wanted to work a little harder. Then you releve, sous-sus, turn around, and you would go towards the other side. So if you guys are at your house, you don't technically have to do that. You could just do this right here. Voila. First position, same thing. Front, side, back. All right, so that's your tendu. And once again, it means to stretch. I hope that when when we're back in dance class, Miss Logan can say, what's a tendu mean? And you all can go, to stretch. That would be a dream. All right, so we're gonna keep building on some of those things. So now we're gonna go into a dégagé. Ooh, it's a little bit of a harder word. So let's break it down a little bit. So dégagé, it means to disengage. Now, a lot of times when we're in ballet class, the words match a English word. So ballet is coming from French, then we're gonna move it to English. So dégagé for your ballet term means to disengage. Now what could we be disengaging? We are disengaging our foot from the floor. So same body placement, okay? So going to the front is just a little swoop off the floor. Whoop. So it probably goes about this much off the floor. Nothing crazy, okay? So you don't want it to be some big, kick off the floor. It's just like a little swoop, okay? Then you go to the side and to the back. You're still working the hips, the quads, the thighs, everything, okay? You're working your turnout. Same thing with your arms. So your arms are up for the front, side for side, and pushing forward for back, okay? So you can do the exact same rotation. You can go 4, 4, 4, or you can do 3. Then you would either pick up your chair and move it, or you releve and go all the way to the other side. So that is what a dégagé is. It means to disengage. Now, what I don't want to see is everybody doing this. You go from first position and you swoop up and your foot points with its life. I want you to think about it. That foot has to stay pointed, okay? So if it comes up and it's all floppy, it's not very pretty, right? So as a dancer, you want to stay pretty. All right, so when you go up, your foot points. I want you to think your life depends on your foot pointing. Miss Logan is going to be, if you guys are doing it like that, okay? So, big fun fact about Miss Logan, I can go on and on and on for days about ballet and your technique. If you guys have been taking the Zoom classes, I'm sure you have picked up by now that I make this big long list of things to accomplish and I only get about 2. Everything is just so important and you're using all of these tools into dancing and we're going to talk about that towards the end of the video. Alright, so to keep moving, so you can go from a tendu to a dégagé to a battement. So, battement is a kick. Now, you actually have a petit and a grand battement, but we mainly do grand. A petit is probably about there. But I just feel like we should keep going with our grands, yes? So you're up, same thing, here, and then to the back. Now, to the back gets tricky because you're technically doing an arabesque, right? So you're there. So you don't want it to go flat, because that's not anything. That has nothing to do with our ballet, right? Not at all. So when we're going to the front, hips and everything are down. You can take your arm, pretend this is on your bar or whatever you're using for it. And you lift and you go through first, through the dégagé, up into the battement. You take it out. Then you go back. But when you go back, you want to think about doing that back tendu, lifting and lifting. Now, it takes a lot of exercise and work to get that pretty arabesque. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to be lifting through your lower back. You want to lift in your booty. So there should be lots of pressure pushing on your booty right there. Your booty should be super tight and feel super pinched. You shouldn't do it through your back. That's going to cause lots of lower back pain, and that's not going to be fun when you get old like me. So, same thing. You can do 4 to the front, 4 to the side, 4 to the back. Then you can do that same thing on the other side. I just want you guys to be super cautious about your tummy and your back. I don't want anybody to say, oh, Miss Logan, while we were in quarantine, I worked on my battements, but my back really hurts. I should not hear that. Because it is just so important to protect yourselves. And because I'm not there, I'm just going to keep harping on what you guys should be doing. So please, please, please be thoughtful of your lower back. Always your abs, not your back. Abs and booty, not your back. I'm going to say it a million times because I want it to get into your head. Okay, so from there, you have your plies, We've done plies, for forever. I mean, you learned that in your baby class, and now we're getting up into doing them a little harder, okay? So from here, you do your plies in all of your positions. So starting from first, you do 2 demi. Little. Demi means little, so does petit. So you do 2 little plies. Then you're gonna do 1 big plie, all the way down. Now, so you're in this big position. You're stretching all the way through. Now what you're not gonna do is this. We're not in a squat position. You wanna think as your abs down into your booty and your spine as one big line. If you bend, you're wrong. So you could even think of it as a pencil. So your upper body down through your booty is a pencil. So what happens when you bend a pencil? It breaks. So when you do that grand plie, you want to make sure you hold your midsection in one big line, and then you pull back up. Let your quads and your glutes do all of the work. That's what this exercise is for. You can't go into a turn and you can't push off the floor to do a grand leap if you haven't worked these muscles. So you do that in every position. You do 2 demi and 1 grand, except in second position. There's no such thing as a grand plie in second position, so you do 3 demi. So I would look like this. 1, 2, 3, tendu into 4th, okay? So I wanna make sure that's very clear. You can't push all the way through down to your hips in that big grand second position, right? All right, so you do 2 demi and 1 grand in first. You do 3 demi in second. You do 2 demi, 1 grand in 4th. Then you go to 5th and you do 2 demi and 1 grand in 5th. You go tendu, first, releve, sous-sus, and you do it all on the other side. So that is a lot of bar work for you guys just to do in one day. So yeah, really go through all those things. Make sure you know the meanings and the words, how to say them. So we have dégager, to disengage. Tendu, to stretch. Battement, a kick. And plie, to bend. So, make sure you know those words, you know what they mean, you know what they are. If you guys get a little confused, just do a little rewind. Also, make sure you're doing them with a bar. But, if you guys are getting a little older and you feel like you've mastered your bar work, forget the bar and do everything in the center. So if I'm gonna do my battements in the center, I'm gonna take, and both arms are going up. So you can just match what the other arm does. Then you go to the side, to the back. Then you switch over to your other foot. Front, side, back. And that's the same thing for tendu. So you could go tendu, tendu, or you could do 3. And then you can go to the side, to the back, then the other foot. So you can do all those. Now, if you start to do your plies, I highly recommend, unless you're a super big girl, like an apprentice or a senior, that you still do your plies with a bar. I don't want to make sure, I just don't want anybody to get hurt or to be practicing the wrong thing. Okay, so that's taking from the bar into the center. Now, you can take your battements across the floor. We've all done that. So I had some of the Zoom classes I've been going from your belly button to the camera, from the camera on back, but you can get in your space and you can go and you can do your front battements, you can do your side battements, or you can go front, step right side, step back left, and go all the way across. So once again, that's right, left, right center, back left. And you go all the way across, and you can switch it up and go from this side. Left, right, left center, back right. And then you would keep going. So that'll work those. I also want to make sure that you guys have those bot moss on the bar, standing still before you move them. Now, a lot of us are probably saying, well, Miss Logan, you know, I can do that, but I can also come here. Yes, so your bot moss goes into your bigger kicks, yes? So those are the types of kicks we use in our dances, you know, a ball change kick or an extension and all of that stuff. So when you guys are doing these exercises, I said a lot, your hips, through your knees, to your ankles, to your toe. When you guys are doing this bot moss and both of your hips are level, your knee is straight, and your toe and your ankles are pointed, then you may take and go for a full ball change kick, and you can even do that across the floor. You can even do it the same way you're doing those bot moss and kick all the way across until you're at the end. But if you're doing it like this, I want you to keep working on the bar. And then when you think you've got it pretty good on the bar, you're like, okay, hey, step off of the bar. And then when you're doing all of those things right, take it to the floor. But please remember, if you don't have a pretty bot moss on the bar and in the floor, then when you take it to your ball change kicks or any type of extension, that might not be too pretty either. So always make sure you're working those bot moss. So that is Ballet Basics for today. I feel like I've handed you guys an encyclopedia. Please forgive me, my brain is going everywhere. I think of this and then this and then this and then this as I talk about technique. I apologize for that. I know it can be hard to follow sometimes, but the good news is that you guys do have this video, so you can rewind and fast forward and you can skip over what you guys don't want to hear. So that is it today for Ballet Basics. A lot of you guys have probably done these terms in class, you just haven't had a full explanation. Or you guys know what we're doing, you just don't know the full ballet term. So I hope you guys have fun doing these exercises. Please do them. They're only going to make you better. And even though ballet isn't that much fun, it's only going to make you better. Some of us really like it, some of us don't. What I suggest to do to help you guys like it even more is to pick more upbeat songs. You don't always have to listen to classical ballet music to do ballet. So find a song that fits the beat of what you're doing and use it. And that'll make it more fun because you get to listen to your favorite kind of music as you're doing this slower type of dance, okay? So please work on your ballet. Take it into your tricks. Take all of this stuff into more of your dance elements. Think about all of it while you're doing a chaîné turn, because you're using a tendu to do that. And think about it when you're working on your extensions. It's only going to help you. It's only going to make you better. And I keep saying that over and over, but it is the bottom line. That's it. That is the bottom line right there. So I hope you guys have fun. Hope you guys have a great week, a great Mother's Day. I miss you guys and I love you guys, and I hope to get to go over all of this with you guys in person soon. So bye, girls.